Making sure this is in the right place. Okay. It's good to be back with you again today for my third time here at DIU Chapel this semester. And a couple of months ago, I started telling you my story. I told you that we were back here in 2007 as students here at DIU. But I didn't tell you what happened next. We headed off to Tanzania. My husband, the Bible translator, with my 4 kids, ages 10 to 4. We started a new lifestyle that I called a life in transition. During that time, we moved countless times. We encountered traumatic transitions, including stolen property, workers dying from AIDS, a few unexpected deaths within our national team, and of course we had the traditional team issues with our own organization and outside of our organization. We even had nationals say, "Why are you here? We don't want this book in our language." And my husband was called the spawn of Satan for what we were doing from a Christian friend. This wasn't what I signed up for. That was not why I moved my 4 kids to Africa. With all these things looming on top of natural, normal life transitions, role change, relations change, health concerns, with a kid getting malaria every 6 weeks and we couldn't figure out why and how to stop it. When we returned to America 5 years later, the emotional storm that had started brewing during our last term overseas released a pile of carnage in its path, which affected my physical health, my emotional and spiritual health suffered. Upon returning, we lost our biggest supporting church, our new roles were not a good fit, and our kids had a difficult time adjusting. We experienced marriage issues for the first time in 20 years. It felt like we were sinking fast, and we had no clarity on how to move forward. During that season, I learned that over the past 20 years of ministry, my family had experienced 95 different life transitions. I became angry, depressed, and full of anxiety. God wasn't showing up, at least not in the same way he had before, and he sure wasn't making it easy to believe that he was good and all-powerful. And I felt alone. I specifically remember sitting in my room a few months after returning, thinking that we had given up everything to move our family of 6 overseas, and this is what we get in return. I was at the end of what I could give to the Bible translation movement. But then God did something. He showed up in my pain. He helped me understand that what I needed was space and a structure to help process all of these transitions. And that's how Renewed Hope Approach was born. So now, that is my ministry. It is to come alongside people in their own transition seasons, providing resources and space to have them figure out their next step after they may have lost their call or purpose. So that is why I'm here today, to give you resources now before you go. So my hope is that when you're on the field and you come upon a season of unclarity, you will remember these times in chapel to say, "Oh yeah, I remember somebody talked about this at some time, at some point." So today, I'm going to introduce you to the last resource of the semester that will help you understand that place of transitional stress and where it hides. And I have called the Life in Transition Inventory. So let's take a look at the slides. So get out a pen and paper, and we're going to take a test. You didn't know you were going to take a test today. I want to mention first normal life transitions. Normal life transitions are those that everyone goes through. We have different changes of role, we have relationship changes, we have health changes physically, mentally, spiritually. Those are our natural, normal transitions. But then, as cross-cultural workers, we actually put ourselves in a place of knowing that there's more transitions going to happen in our lives. So just living overseas, ministry, physical environments. And then we get an opportunity to realize that we have even more traumatic experiences. So I want you to think about where you are right now in these ones that I'm going to put next. So we're going to rate them from highest. If it's frequency, let's just think about the last month, and see where we're at. So, we're going to start with physical environment. I can't read it back there. But how's the climate here in Texas? How's that working for you? It's been pretty nice, but if you've lived in Texas, you will know that it will get up to the hundreds probably in the next month, and we might be there for a really long time. Traffic? I don't know. That's why I live in Duncanville, so I don't have to deal with that. Interpersonal infrastructure, power, yeah, we seem to have that okay right now. Instability. Danger, instability, political issues. No comment. Corruption. Is that happening right now? Natural life transitions. Children's education. Aging of ourselves. Do we have parents that are not doing well either? What about them? Change in role, location, support, retirement. Spiritual stress. How's our relationship with God right now? How's our prayer time? Time in the Word, accountability, fellowship, spiritual growth. You would think, living on a campus here, that those things would be good, but not always. Health concerns. How's our physical well-being, our emotional, our mental, sexual for our married couples? Sleep. Not sure what that is sometimes. Are we having time for rest? Emotional stress. Just general disappointments and frustrations. Hurt, betrayal, angry feelings. Feelings of lack of joy and happiness. Loss of sense of humor. I think I got mine back. So that's good. Fears and anxiety. Relational stress. Marriage, housemates. Relationships with families and leaders and friends and coworkers. Host culture. We're living in a culture. Ministry stress. Expectations of others. Expectations of myself. Ability to set priorities. Sense of making a difference. Ability to meet my goals. Financial support. Cross-cultural stress, we might not have this yet, but this is what you have to look forward to. Cultural value difference. Language, just even learning another language. Feeling lonely. Cross-cultural expectations. Judgmental, critical of culture, gender differences. Traumatic events. Humans-induced violence. Threat of harm, accidents, death, natural disaster, and loss. So, where are you? Which ones stood out to you that, oh, that's not what I realized where I was? So I'm just going to let you take some time where you're at and process that a little bit. Figure out which ones. Where are you? Where's God in these? Sure. Absolutely. I'll give you one more minute. So as you look through all of these, just want you to have some time to really bring that to God, and where is it that He can help you in that. I think as we're in this safe Christian world, a lot of times we come with Bible verses, and a Bible verse that a lot of people use about anxiety and fear and worry is what the Apostle Paul told us, was do not be anxious about anything, but in everything be prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, letting your requests be made known to God. And yes, I believe that, and I agree. And really, He is the only way that we can really heal from trauma, is bringing that to Him. But I also want to remind you that also in the Bible, He gives us some other words, especially in these times. He says that He will fight for us, and all we have to do is be still. And we need to be still and know that He is God. And He is the one that restores our soul. In the first workbook, I use Psalm 23, and specifically this verse on restoring our soul, because that is a continuous restoring. So as you go out into the world, into Bible translation, I hope that you can use these tools when you come into your next season of transition, and that you can live out of health and grace. And thank you for allowing me to share these with you. this past semester. Thank you.